Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is June 20th. It is Thursday and it is the longest day of the year. Today is the summer solstice. So lots of daylight today, a very short night. And also going on today over at the Bridge Club, they are doing their longest day fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association of Orange County. So if you want to go on the website and go find the Bridge Club information, see how you can participate in the Bridge Club or donate to that great cause, that's going on today right here in the village as part of the celebration of the summer solstice. Hey, we've got a great show for you, and we haven't got all day to talk about it, so let's get right to it. We want to welcome United's board today. We're going to welcome Ellen Leonard and Georgiana Willis, Georgiana. They're going to be talking about what their latest decisions at the latest board meeting is going on there and how it might affect you. And then later in the program, the Village Music Club, they're going to be here talking about some shows they have coming up with John Pearlstone and Jason Fetty, so we'll look forward to that as well. Hey, we got a little thing to tell you about. An oopsie over at Gate 10. Somebody ran into the gate over there. Looks like we have some major damage, and they're going to have to repair that. So Gate 10 residential lane is closed for right now. It's going to be about 2 weeks, and then get all the parts and get everything out there and make the repairs happen. 2 to 3 weeks. So only the guest lane is open over there at Gate 10 right now. So just understand that it's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience, maybe a little bit of a line there for the next couple of weeks. So be aware of that. Hey, let's take a look outside, and we've got the clouds, of course, for our June gloom in the morning. But let me tell you something. Summer's here, like we said, and it's not wasting any time. Our temperatures are going to go up this weekend to some really warm temperatures. We're going to get close to 90 over the weekend, it looks like. We got the morning clouds, and it's going to have that earlier burn off, and we're going to get lots of sunshine for the rest of this week into the weekend and into next week. So we'll hopefully get some relief from the warmer temperatures of summer a little later in this week. But right now, we're looking at 80s after today, so look forward to that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. And we've got a great little couple flags out here getting ready for the 4th of July already. I love it. Ben Givens sent us this one right from here in one of the areas in Laguna Woods Village. Our sunrise this morning, 5:41. Sunset tonight, 8:04. There we go. If you'd like to send us a picture of sunrise, sunset, pets, places, whatever you might have in mind, send it to us. We'd love to use it on our sunrise sunset segment. Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com is the email address. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in the sunrise sunset photo segment. Got lots of meetings to tell you about today. When we come back, though, United update. Stay with us.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
The Salvation Army Orange County is proud to be a leader in providing comprehensive care to families, men, women, young adults, seniors, and veterans in Orange County. Our shelters provide food, clothing, counseling, housing navigation, and job training. We also provide care through rent and utility assistance, food pantries, anti-trafficking services, adult rehabilitation, and youth programs. Donate today to help families in need and empower individuals towards self-sufficient life.
Well, at my age, I've seen a lot of things come and go. I served in the military. I've been in law enforcement for a career of 30 years. Recently, I've had pains and aches in my feet that have caused me to dread doing the things I love. I have a friend that told me about Roadrunner Sports. I was met by a fit expert who walked me through the perfect fit zone. They measured my feet, did a 3D scan, watched how I walked, videotaped it, and showed the results. Turns out, I've been wearing the wrong size shoes for years. Now, with the right insoles and the right shoes, my feet are great. I no longer have the pain in my feet that I had. You know, at my age, oftentimes people ask me how old I am. I'm an old guy, but I gotta tell you, the key is staying active. And you gotta stay active in a pain-free way. With me, it's Roadrunner Sports for my feet.
And welcome back to This Day. The United Laguna Woods Mutual Board recently met on the 11th, and we have some good information to share with everybody. And helping us do that is Ellen Leonard and Georgiana Willis. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So Ellen, let's start with you. What do you want to start off with in terms of the highlights and some of the things that are going on at the meeting?
Okay, well, I'd like to talk about the town hall we had. We had a town hall last Friday, and we had an excellent turnout. We were focusing on the treasurer was there and speaking about building our reserves, and we talked about the landscape and the requirements of an Assembly Bill 1572 that the Sacramento requires, and that is we digging up our lawns for ground cover because we and United are watering our grass with drinking water. And yeah, so that is a big, we can't get recycled water there. So it's unfortunate. We're trying to make alternate plans, but we don't know how it'll work. We also had a call for candidates because United is a corporation and we are shareholders in the corporation, and it is our responsibility to serve the corporation. And we're looking for people to put in some time.
Right, the elections are coming up. I think you got the deadline to turn them in is the end of this month, I believe.
It's June 27th.
27th, okay, So get those candidate documents in and get on the board there, get those elections. So what were some of the things we want to talk about from the meeting? What do you guys think were some of the highlights?
Well, I think Ellen gave sort of a good overview from the town hall. But also something I would like to mention is our president, Allison Bach, sends out a newsletter twice a month. And in it she had part of a survey, and I think the last one had 19 questions in it, and we got a good response back. And so the next one that's going out in the next week or two we'll have the rest of the questions, and they're quick answer things, but it sort of helps us, shows us where you're coming from and helps us with our decision making.
Yeah, so with the town halls and those questionnaires kind of gives you a bigger picture of what the residents of the community are really concerned with and want to be focused on?
Yes.
Okay.
We're trying to communicate
Absolutely.
the best way we can.
And you had some new business you had going on in the meetings that you maybe want to recap a little bit, and in terms of some of the standards for the patios and solariums and garden rooms.
Well, I'm on the architectural committee, and we call it the ASCS. It's Architectural and Standards Committee. And we have I'll let Georgiana do the 90-day, but we had revised the financial qualifications. So many people will buy in third and in United at the same time. So we're going to require another verification of $250,000 in the bank if you're going to own 2 properties. If you're going to own 3, it's $375,000.
So $125,000
per unit.
Okay.
Yeah, verification of funds in the bank. So that one is completed. There's no more 28-day response. So that is completed. That is a policy now.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
And that reserves just makes sure people, if they're going to start a project, they can finish the project, right? We don't leave it half done somewhere.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Those can be challenging things.
And also, we had a motion to have a 90-day ad hoc committee to research sources of income or sources of revenue for United. And so we'll be checking that out as well. Because we do have facilities here, things like that, that we could maybe use to increase revenue.
Okay, so just coming up with some ideas of other ways to generate revenue besides raising fees for the members.
Exactly.
Correct.
Besides raising that assessment.
Yes, and we have so many people here from varied backgrounds, so good resources.
Yes,
absolutely.
Give us ideas. It'll be an ad hoc, meaning everybody, it'll be open to the community to come and apply for that, to do that 90-day. It'll be interesting.
Okay, and some of the other things you guys talked about a little bit was governing documents that you guys were reviewing for your charter and things like that.
Yes, Yes, we're doing all the charters for maintenance and construction and governing docks and ASCS. So we're doing them all, updating them and doing it one at a time. Otherwise it gets, we had 5 policies, 5 changes that came in just from the June 11th board meeting. So yeah, so that's a lot, 5 of them.
Absolutely. So when you guys are making these changes, I mean, they're just kind of these documents, these rules, these regulations. They're kind of living, breathing documents, right? In terms of like as times change, as for instance,
Yes.
how much you're going to have people set aside.
Yeah.
Times change, the realities of living in these communities change. These documents need to be
Yeah.
reviewed and visited, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and some of them were written in a very legalese manner, and now we're updating them, and they're easier to understand, I think.
Okay. And so what are some of the things in terms of approved, in terms of the financial qualifications policy? That's another one you guys kind of hit on there.
Okay. Well, that was the $125,000
Oh, so that's the,
in your bank account per property. It's $40,000 income a year. This is for United. And you have to have, what was the other qualification? The 125, and that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's subleasing and resales. Is that an issue that goes on in the community where a lot of folks maybe have a place but then sublease it out? And
Yeah.
then we're talking about ID cards for people to get in the gates and all sorts of
Yes.
things that kind of happen.
I don't want to give the bad news, but we're all leasers. So even when you own, you lease from United. And so if you lease it to another person, it's a sublease.
Right.
I learned that, and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
I never thought of it like a sublease, but I had a friend who is out of the country a lot of the time, and so I would handle her rental. Yeah.
And she's a sublease too? I mean, if she rents it?
Well, she would rent it out.
When you guys got into this being board members, did you realize the depth and the complication that it kind of goes into managing these residences and this community?
Well, yes and no. Georgiana and I ran on a slate, and she got on and I didn't. And we were working the governance a little bit before, going to meetings and informing ourselves. But no, it gets really involved when you start doing these resolutions and the 28 days and understanding all of it. But it is a learning process. It takes a while. Georgiana knows it all now.
Are you the expert, Georgiana?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's sort of complicated, really. Especially, I guess, when you have 4 boards, or how many do we have? 4 or 5?
3?
Well, there's
Multiple
United.
boards and there's,
4.
there's GRF.
VMS, yeah.
VMS.
So VMS has one and everything. But the committees are really important. They are the foundation of the entire governance.
Yeah, that's really important, because if members go to the meetings, they're going to have more input. In other words, by the time something comes to the board, all those decisions have been made.
All the minutiae is kind of taken care of in
Yeah,
the
and
committee
it's a
work.
rubber stamp.
Yeah,
you know?
it's either within the regulations that we already have, or it isn't. But the committees are where those things are being discussed, and that's good to go and put your input. Yeah,
Well, there you go.
input.
Ellen, Georgiana, thank you so much for joining us today, talking about Mutual and with the update. We appreciate you guys
Thank
coming
you.
in.
I would just like to say one thing, that
Sure.
if anyone is interested in running, and reiterate the date as June 27th at 5 for getting your application in.
Come down here to the community center and
Yes.
pick up that application.
Yes.
Make sure you
Yes.
get it in.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for being here today.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be talking to folks from the Village Music Club. Stay with us.
I'm so happy to recommend Dr. Fairman. I've been going to her for 9 years. She's done implants, crowns, bridges, root canals, and I've been happy with everything that she's done. The staff is so friendly and pleasant, kind, and gentle. I would recommend her to anyone.
We are now fully open for all your dental needs and invite you to come in and experience the brilliant smile difference.
We are close to Gate 6 near Snooty Fox Restaurant behind Coco's.
And welcome back to the program. We are going to be talking about the Village Music Club, and we have John Pearlstone along with his guest, Jason Fetty, who is a musician and a radio host in his own right. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Michael. Good to see you.
And give me an update on what's been going on. You're one of the busiest men in show business these days.
Well,
you guys just did the Bee Gees
If this
thing.
is considered show business, then I would say yes. Yeah, big month. We had the Bee Gees appear at the Performing Arts Center, really close to a sellout, like within 10 tickets.
Wow.
Well, we're going to call it a sellout to make it feel better.
A virtual sellout.
And they loved it. Oh, the crowd went nuts. We got so many great reviews.
And these guys this is a big time
out of
group.
Vegas.
These guys move around. These tour.
It was touch and go too, because the main guy in the band broke his foot. And so he had to come in a wheelchair, to have everything set up, and then they got a whole special setup for him to perform, and still knocked it out of the park. They just loved him. I was playing in the Dylan band that day, so I didn't get to see it myself, but I'd seen him before. We're having him back next year. Big announcement. I just talked to him yesterday. We've got them committed to a day next year.
You're making it happen.
So if you missed them, you get to see them. If you saw them, I'm pretty sure they'll want to see them again. They're just great.
Fantastic. And like you said, you were playing in the Dylan band that day, so you couldn't do it. So
the Garden Amp. I bragged about this place the last time I was here.
Last time you said it's a really big facility, and really you can dance.
This place is accessible to village bands, and I just wanted people to know that because you really need to be a tribute band. They really focus on that, but they take in bands and give them opportunities, and we've played there twice now, and this was in front of 1,000 people, and just was kind of a breakthrough show for the Tambourine Man band.
There you go. Well, let's take a real quick, about 30 seconds of a clip from you guys performing. So what was it like performing that? I mean, was that one of the biggest audiences you performed in terms of the Tambourine Man band?
Yes, that was.
Yeah.
We've got something coming up next month at some sort of concert in the park thing that's supposed to be up to 40,000 people in Glendale. But this was it for now, and I love the venue. Huge stage, big old LED screen behind there, and it was just incredible fun. I mean, there was 5 tribute bands playing that day, a little mini festival, and we were right in the middle. It went very well.
Wow, fantastic. And you're not stopping there. You have a new thing you're putting together, the Rhythm Rebels. Tell me about them.
Well, that's not me. I just promised, and I want to...
Oh, you're going to mention it? Okay.
I want to help promote other bands in the village, especially new ones.
You're going to lose your voice
different.
being in too many bands.
Yeah, well, I lose, I get it back. It's a thing. But Bill Ring, who is kind of a big-time musician here in the village, has put a band together with R&B and Motown, which is different. Nobody in the village really has done it. So they've got a date in Clubhouse 5 on the 22nd, I believe, and you can just show up at the door. It's like $5, and it should be a fun band. That's something different for people to try. So I wanted to at least give them a little plug and hope that goes well for them.
Now, Jason, I didn't forget you're here. Jason, how did you and John get together? What are you doing with the groups?
We were in prison together.
I haven't shared that part yet.
Yeah, that's why we don't show the ankles. You guys still have your
still got
the tags on.
Yeah. I don't know how we met. I can't remember. How did we meet, John?
I met you at the concert share for tribute bands.
Oh, right, that's right.
And then this Wilburys thing, I've been telling him about it all the way through, and finally figured out a way to get him into it, because
the super
doesn't look like any of the guys, but I figured it doesn't matter. He's so good, we want him.
Exactly. Put a wig on, keep in the background.
Stay in the back.
Right in front.
Yeah,
people hear him,
right.
They don't care if he sounds exactly like him or not. So that was really the motive, and it's worked out great. We've played a number of our dates together, and it's going really well. And now we have one coming to the PAC, thanks to the All Musicians Club. It's called the Wilbury Super Group now.
Right. And that's coming up in September. That's coming up in September, right? 14th?
Right, September 14th, and Jason will be doing the George Harrison part.
Okay.
And it should be, you get 5 different legends being tributed in one show. All their
look like a slightly, scraggly George Harrison.
No, but basically a fat George Harrison. But the thing about this band is, as John said, it's not just one. It's actually a very smart move on John's part, because you get Dylan, you get Harrison, you get Roy Orbison, of course, you get Tom Petty,
right?
And so you get a whole kind of show in one. And these songs it amazes me that people totally dig them. And you do every show we do, I think, I wonder how it's going to go. And every show, people are on their feet from song one. It's really
That's terrific.
It's astounding, really.
Now you have a little background in business yourself. You were radio. People might recognize you who lived in Laguna Beach for a little while as one of the radio hosts down there.
Yeah, I work at KXFM. Yeah.
And now you guys are going through a little bit of a transition. So for folks who did listen, not hearing you, but maybe we'll get back on the air pretty soon.
I think that the new production at KXFM, the new style of radio, is going to be really suited to our demographic here in Laguna Woods, and because we've realised that the demographic of Laguna Beach is aging.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so we're pitching a bit more, pivoting, I think is the correct terminology, toward an audience that's slightly older.
All right, so back to the Wilburys, and you guys are performing. I know you like to get those tickets out there early on. When can people start getting tickets?
They go 90 days before the show, so that's why I asked Jason to join us, because literally Friday will be 90 days before the show, so people can jump in and buy them. The All Musicians Club, which is headed by the fantastic Carmen Picella, he has lowered the prices. He wants this to be a community event.
Oh, terrific.
Jeff Greider, who is a Village resident, will be doing Roy Orbison in the show, so heavy Village influence, plus the pros coming in to join us, and the ticket prices are the lowest I've seen at the PAC all year. So you're talking about an opportunity for a great show that back to a couple years ago prices.
And I don't live in Laguna Woods, but I live on Calle Corda.
Okay.
Across El Toro Road, so I'm a spit away.
You'll be right over for rehearsal.
The Laguna influence is strong in this one, no question about it. And we're proud of it, because you were around last year when we started just within the Village.
Right.
People believe in the project.
You guys performed first right here with the initial the initial part of that band, and now it's grown and
as in all bands, lots of drama, lots of ups and downs, and ultimately, we were able to convince people that can really take this somewhere to get involved. So
yeah. Well, it's terrific, and folks can get the tickets at tickets.lagunawoodsvillage.com, and that's coming up.
Or the box office,
or the box
whatever
office.
They're comfortable with. We hope they'll come and support. The second Village resident to really try to establish himself in tribute bands, and that's Jeff Greider, who plays all over the Village. So we're excited about that for him, and hopefully it goes well.
Now, Jason, how long have you been performing? Have you always kind of had musicianship in your blood? You did grow up playing?
I don't think I've ever. I did have a job once.
An actual legit job.
It's not good.
The jobs are the worst. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's not good for me. It's not good for the employer. It's pretty terrible. It's better that I just remain a guitar player and singer.
He's been doing it all his life, yeah.
All my life.
Tell him quickly, Wembley Stadium heat. Major performer.
Well, in my youth, I was the next big thing. Like many people, never quite panned out. But I've been playing I played last night with a band. That's what I've always done. I've got lots of different productions and shows and bands. And this new thing now, the tribute thing, is not a big stretch. I mean, anybody that plays jazz is in a tribute band.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
It's a cover band, and we're paying tribute to the music of these groups. Why not? And rather than playing a mishmash, for example, so I'm playing at Campus Jacks in Irvine on Sunday with a trio, and we'll play lots of different songs from lots of different people. So it's not specific to one artist. But the other bands. I've got a Joe Cocker tribute that's awesome. Van Morrison. I've got a 70s show all of these bands, by the way, are going to be at the Festival of Arts in Laguna.
Yeah, he plays
this summer.
Quite well known in the area. When I wrote down this, just so you know, I said local celebrity. He just is
local phenom.
Excuse me,
local phenom.
A little bit more respect. I was Artist of the Year in Laguna 2 years running, and just I've been here a long time. I've schmoozed my way into a lot of different places around. But it's always been my thing. Entertainment, has always been my.
My thing is to find these people and see if they'll do stuff with me.
That's what I was going to say, because you have. Just in the time I've been here, it seems like your stuff has grown phenomenally. What's it been like in the past year or so? Just like seeing how this has kind of exploded.
Put it this way, it's been a learning experience because it's not always about how well you perform. You know, it's getting,
When are you going to learn, John? That's what I want to know.
Everything's politics. You know, get connected to the right people. And the Village Music Club has absolutely made all that possible because of people supporting the shows. We've had funding to do videos. We've had funding, you know, to connect with agents. And you know, the bottom line is you have to be willing to invest in some advertising and other things to really get in this community, and it's worked out.
I'll tell you what's great about John is that he's kind of a neophyte. He's kind of new to this whole game, right? So he comes at it from a very open sort of point of view. Some of us have been around a long time. You can get cynical about certain elements of the business, whatever. He's not like that. He's like, well, why not? Which is a great attitude.
Well, we finally found something good about John. I love it.
I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to think, you've got to think about something.
What can I say nice about John? Well, I can say some nice things. They got great Dylan band, great Wilburys band, great way of networking that I've seen you work that since you've been here, and it shows on the performances on the stage. So great.
Well, we hope people come to the pack. That's what we want to deliver here.
Let's put it up there on the screen one more time before we go. It's going to be Saturday, September 14th, 7:30 p.m. Laguna Woods Performing Arts Center. The phone number, there's the website, there's the everything you can do. You can email. So people get out there and enjoy a great show, and the tickets are pretty reasonably priced too.
Oh, and jasonfeddy.com.
Yeah.
There we go.
If you're bored.
If you're super bored, after you buy the tickets, if you want to do that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Man. Thank you.
Take care. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
You have a club for every scenario. A driver for the long holes. Wedges to get you over the hazards. And a putter for when you need a touch of finesse. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back nine? Call to set your 15-minute phone visit today and let's find out. Get a second set of eyes on your retirement plan.
Just having too much fun today, but it has to come to an end. We're going to end it with the weather. We got a warm day today. It's the first day of summer, and we are going to really warm up. You're going to feel summer as we head into the weekend with temperatures in the upper 80s as we head into Saturday and Sunday, and that carries over into Monday. All right, tomorrow on the program, we want to welcome Harvard Eye Associates and Sports Corner are going to be on the program. So we've got a great one to look forward to there, and a special announcement that we have. Make sure you tune in for the special announcement tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. That's going to do it for us here at This Day. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.